You're watching Let's Chat.
They're right there. I'm going to step out of the way and turn it over to C. Mark and John Mark from Warren and Griffin. Guys, good morning.
Good morning, Katie. Good to be alive and be in Tennessee.
Yes, sir, it is. Great to see you both.
Great to be
as
here.
always.
I feel like I want to arm wrestle you right here. You want to go right now?
You'd win.
Let's go. Let's go.
You would win.
I don't think I would, man. You're looking good, man.
I'm pumped.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to the two of you.
To you as well.
Here we want to talk about somewhat of a serious subject, and that being uninsured motorist coverage on insurance. Why is that so vitally important?
Well, you have a very good chance if you're involved in an accident with somebody, they may not have insurance. Number one, 21% of the drivers here in Chattanooga don't have insurance. And they don't either have insurance or not enough insurance to cover you for the injuries or for your car. So it's very important to have uninsured motorists.
And uninsured motorist coverage is so cheap.
Oh, you know, you have to, the law requires you to have liability insurance anyway.
Right.
The add-on for uninsured motorist coverage, it is so cheap when you compare insurance cost. I mean, the uninsured motorist coverage is really, really dirt cheap in comparison to what you pay for liability insurance. Another thing that's becoming more important too is having rental car coverage, and we'll speak about that and the reasons for that, at least here in Chattanooga.
Well, because I mean, just the rental car coverage, because that is a very big issue. Because I used to be against paying for rental car coverage. I think it was an add-on that I didn't think was necessary, but now I do, because a lot of times the police officers are not investigating all fender benders. And if you're involved in a fender bender and you don't know the other driver's insurance because it's not investigated by the police officers, you're going to be using your insurance.
And there's a reason for that. The Chattanooga's developed a policy or adopted a policy that unless somebody's injured or unless a vehicle is immobile, the police aren't going to do an investigation. So if they're not reporting an injury when they call in, or you can drive your car out of the way, the police aren't doing the investigation. So you're missing a lot of the information you would get from that report, insurance being one of them.
But as you all have pointed out so many times, you can walk away from an injury, but the adrenaline in you is pumping.
Absolutely.
You don't know you're hurt until a day or two later.
And that's a very good point, because now you're going to have to use your insurance to pay for someone else's negligence, which is going to increase your insurance premiums. And if you don't have rental car coverage, you're going to be out of a car.
Yeah, what we're seeing without that report is, you know, insurance companies love to have a reason to check a box or say, well, okay, there's liability here.
Right.
And oftentimes a police officer, by simply being at the scene and asking somebody what happened, people are typically honest to a police officer when, you know, they say, what happened? Well, I pulled out in front of them. May not be the same case when you talk to your insurance claims department about what happened. You may get a different version.
Because as we've discussed, the insurance claims department, they are trained to say, no.
No.
Now drivers, because of the new policy of the police department, you have to be more proactive, okay? You have to exchange insurance information. You have to get your own, you're supposed to be carrying your insurance card anyway in a car wreck. So you take out your insurance card, you exchange information with the other driver, take a picture of it with your phone. If you can't do that, then there's something wrong, you call the law on that. At a minimum, get the tag done.
Absolutely.
Take a picture of the tag. If you get a picture of the tag, we can find out for free whether or not they have insurance and the amount of
We
insurance.
can also run the tag and find the owner of that vehicle.
Hypothetical question. We're in a wreck. Here's my card. I know it's outdated. I just haven't gotten a new one. But don't worry. Wink, wink. The coverage is still in it.
That's
bull.
Exactly. And that's what's happening, because the police officers are not confirming insurance once you have that insurance card that's out of date. People pay per month for insurance sometimes, you know, and if you don't make a monthly payment, there's no insurance out there. You may have a piece of paper that says you had insurance last month, but that does not guarantee you had insurance for the day of the accident.
So what we're seeing is, you know, uninsured motorist coverage for those very situations. 21% of the drivers don't have liability insurance. You need to rely on your own coverage for that. And we're seeing more and more, you may not be able to find that insurance if somebody leaves and you don't know who they are and there's no report. Sometimes you have difficulty tracking down who those people are.
Let's go back to the rental car insurance for a moment. Like you, I've always dead set against paying.
Right.
Tell me why it is smart to pay that.
Because you're going to have to get your car repaired. And when you put your car in the shop to get your car repaired, if you don't have rental car coverage, you're without a car. You can't get to work. You can't get the kids to the school. You can't go buy groceries. I mean, really, it's something that, because The police department is not investigating car wrecks, fender benders. We don't have the information. If we have confirmed the other driver that caused the accident has insurance, their insurance will pay for your rental car. But if you don't know the insurance company of the person that hit you, you're on your own.
And no matter how bad the wreck is, I defy you to go to any rental car company in town, cut them the biggest sob story you've ever heard. They're not going to cut you a break.
No, somebody's got to be paying for that rental car.
They're in it for the profit.
Either you, an insurance company, whether it's your insurance company or somebody else.
This is a tip also, Enterprise Rental Car. Enterprise Rental Car, all the car insurance companies use Enterprise, and so that's the one to go to get a rental car.
What other insurance coverage do you guys highly, highly suggest?
MedPay, you know.
If you don't have health insurance, MedPay may be a good thing to have.
And really, that's an add-on too, I believe. You know, usually it's $5,000 is nickel and dime. But if you don't have health insurance, or you're just going to the $5,000 is maybe a PCP visit with an X-ray, really.
Yeah. So liability insurance is required. We highly recommend uninsured motorist coverage. Every single time you should be buying that. It's dirt cheap. Next priority is make sure you have some rental car coverage. I mean, that is also dirt cheap.
Sure.
The MedPay coverage is not important if you have health insurance. I mean, it can be a good thing if you don't have health insurance. It's usually a small amount, but that's the next thing on the priority list.
You said 21% of drivers here in Chattanooga do not have auto insurance.
Right.
There's less than 1% of the folks who are over-insured.
Right, absolutely.
I'd rather be
You're
in
right
that
about
1%
that.
for sure.
You're right about that. Thanks, Chip.
See, Mark, thank you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Are you sure you don't want to go
Yeah,
on
I can ref. I'm happy to ref.
Come on, let's
here
go.
we go.
Let's
All
go.
right, you ready? All right, here we go.
My mic's off.
I don't really know. 5, 4, 3,
I thought we'd
2,
already started.
1, go!